Between 1979 and 1981, a series of chilling murders in Atlanta, Georgia, shocked the nation. At least 28 children and young adults were murdered, their deaths sending a wave of fear and panic through the city. The case became one of the most notorious unsolved mysteries in American history. And despite the arrest and conviction of a suspect, many still question whether justice was truly served. This is the story of the Atlanta child murders, a case that gripped a city and remains shrouded in mystery. The Atlanta child murders began on July 21st, 1979, when 14-year-old Edward Smith was found dead near a schoolyard in Atlanta. His body showed signs of strangulation, and his death set the tone for the series of brutal killings that would follow. Over the next 2 years, young boys and girls, predominantly African American, began to vanish from neighborhoods in Atlanta. The victims were often last seen in or near areas with high crime rates. As the body count rose, the city became gripped by fear. Parents were terrified, and the community called for answers. The police initially struggled to find a connection between the murders, but similarities in the way the victims were killed, strangulation and signs of trauma, pointed toward a serial killer operating in the area. In 1981, the police finally made an arrest. Wayne Williams, a 23-year-old man, was taken into custody after being linked to two of the murders. Williams was a local talent scout for a radio station and had been seen near the areas where some of the victims were last seen. However, he was not initially suspected of being involved in the killings. In May of 1981, after a series of surveillance operations, Williams was arrested on charges of killing two adult men, Nathaniel Cater and Jimmy Ray Payne. Both had been strangled in a manner similar to the children who had been murdered. While Williams denied involvement in the child murders, the police believed he was responsible for the deaths of at least 23 children. The case against Williams was stronger when fiber evidence collected from his home and car matched fibers found on the victims' bodies. This led authorities to believe Williams was the killer. In 1982, Williams was convicted of the two adult murders. But the child murders remained controversial, as no direct evidence linked him to the victims. The trial of Wayne Williams was one of the most high-profile cases in Georgia's history. The prosecution argued that Williams' pattern of targeting young African-American children, his access to transportation, and the evidence linking him to the crime scene all pointed toward his guilt. The defense, however, claimed that Williams was being wrongfully accused and that the evidence was circumstantial. On February 27, 1982, Wayne Williams was convicted of 2 murders and sentenced to life in prison. Though he was not directly convicted of the child murders, many believed that he was the one responsible for the deaths of at least 23 children. His conviction closed the case on the adult murders, but many still wonder if Williams was truly the killer of all the children. Despite Wayne Williams' conviction, the question remains: did he kill all of the children? Some believe he was the perpetrator of all the child murders, while others suggest that the real killer may still be out there. The case remains contentious to this day, with some arguing that Williams was framed or that he was only responsible for a portion of the murders. In 2019, Atlanta police announced that they would reopen the investigation into the Atlanta child murders, citing new advancements in forensic technology. The hope was that DNA evidence might help to definitively answer lingering questions and provide closure to the families affected by these terrible crimes. As of today, the full truth about the Atlanta child murders remains elusive. Williams has maintained his innocence, and the case remains one of the most discussed and debated criminal cases in American history. The Atlanta child murders case had a profound impact on the city and the nation. It raised awareness about missing children and sparked changes in law enforcement practices, including better coordination between local and federal agencies. It also highlighted the challenges faced by law enforcement in solving complex serial murder cases, particularly in communities that were often overlooked. The case left an indelible mark on the families of the victims, many of whom are still seeking justice and closure. The legacy of the Atlanta child murders serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities of children and the importance of addressing such heinous crimes swiftly and effectively. What do you believe happened during the Atlanta child murders? Was Wayne Williams truly responsible? Or is there more to the story? Share your thoughts in the comments below as we continue to explore the world's most mysterious and unsolved cases. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories and in-depth investigations into unsolved mysteries. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.